Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Head Coach Ross with the ATACX Gym, Street Warrior, Njia Uhuru Capoeira. As those of you who follow me know, Njia Uhuru is a Swahili term. It means the way of freedom, and Capoeira is the name of the ancient fighting system from Congo, which was mispronounced in 1712 as Capoeira and recorded as Capoeira by Rafael Bluto in his dictionary. Furthermore, Capoeira is the fighting system that the Lamtuna and Gudala, miscalled the Moors, utilized to dominate Europe and the Iberian Peninsula, as well as much of Europe, all the way to the central of France, and pretty much all of Southeast Asia. And Southeast Asia is essentially Northeast Africa. Okay, so what's this video about? Alright, this is a response to a lot of emails I got from the last video I put up when I was talking specifically about how cardio capoeira heads screw up the so-called holda, and how you can tell right away if somebody has a legitimate holda, which is, you know, and the legitimate skills, and whether they know what they're talking about or not. Okay, first off, it's not called the holda. Holda is a Portuguese word and it means circle. Alright? It is not called the holda because our ancestors did not speak Portuguese. We use terms like Ayika, which is Yoruba and it means environment, or Duara, which is Swahili and it means circle. Okay, so understand that, number one. Number two, there's a vast amount of differences. I'm going to get into maybe two of them right now because there's so many differences that, I mean, I could put a whole instructional on that. Hint, hint. So if y'all want me to do that, you know, hit me with the comments at the end of this video. Okay, so here's what it is. First and foremost, okay, every aspect, every facet of the structure of the Ayika, of the Duara, has a meaning. The music has a meaning, has multiple meanings. It not only indicates what skill games you're gonna play, but it also indicates the disposition of the Ayika, of the Duara. Meaning this, right away, and this is one of the many things that was lost, many things that were lost by the Brazilians when they culturally misappropriated the art. All Ayika, all Duara are consecrated to an Orisha or a spirit. And there is a massive and significant difference between entering a Duara consecrated to, say, Agayu, as opposed to entering a Duara consecrated to, say, Ogun or Oshun or somebody else. Now, I'm not going to delve into that, but understand this: in order to grasp this, you have to know you have to truly know a lot about the nuances of the African spiritual system Ifa, or the other African spiritual systems which also practiced in the Duara, which is practically all of them, including the Kalunga, including Vodun, including the spiritual systems of Congo, and which include, you know, the practices of the Inkizi, because, you know, Duara with Inkizi at various locations meant something specific. So that meant that the type of games played, their skill sets, the type of practice, the mindset, the philosophy, all these good things make a huge difference. You know, Duara consecrated to Oshosi tended to use a lot of weapons, use weapons more so than others. All of them use weapons. All of them use weapons, and they use all kind of weapons, including firearms. You know, but Oshosi not only used weapons, but because Oshosi is a hunter and the defender of law, etc., so on and so forth. You know, the trademark weapon of Oshosi is the arrow, bow and arrow. So you'll see those type of weapons that are in line with the bow and arrow, throwing knives, staves with sharpened ends, spears, stuff like that. Things that you can actually throw, and things that you can apply in hand-to-hand combat, the type of things that hunters would use to fight off or hunt down prey, or those lawmen, people who defend the law, people who uphold honor, kind of weapons and armor, etc., so on and so forth, they would use, including shields and all the relevant stuff like that. Your regular clothes you'd use in this particular way, you know, and that include grappling and all that other good stuff. So these are the type of things that you will never, ever see in the cardio capoeira holdas, you know, because they don't know what they're talking about. They've never learned the real skills. furthermore, the same Duara, the same Ayika, they emphasize specific elemental skills and approaches and principles. So Agayu, for instance, is the Orisha of mountains and deserts. Agayu also is the ferryman, crosses rivers and troubled waters, etc., so on and so forth. All right. What you find generally being the case in Ayika and Duara consecrated to Agayu is that you'll find a lot of earth-oriented, earth principle type techniques, powerful stances, strong grappling, the kind of shifting movement that sand utilizes, the kind of weight that you apply in mountains when you hit the stances or when you're pinning or you're grappling somebody. And also, all of the animals that live in those environments, all of the mountains of the world, all the deserts of the world, those are the fighting systems and fighting animal styles that Agayu has mastered. So the practitioners in the Ayika would use all kinds of different animal styles, or even the same against each other. You see the serpent. You'll see the various forms of simians, from the regular monkeys to the silverbacks. You see to silverback gorillas. You'll see falcons and various other birds that nest in high eyries. You'll see wolves. You'll see scorpions, because those are in deserts. You see certain kinds of spiders and snakes. All these type of things. All the animals you can think of, that populate the mountains and the deserts. Bears, etc., so on and so forth. Wolves. All these are fighting systems that are within the purview of Agayu. You will never, ever in your life see even one cardio capoeira guy use anything like that, ever, because they never learn the system, they never learn the knowledge, don't know the skills. However, you will see some of the echo, the memory of our practices and skills, because you'll see that there's a whole bunch of cardio capoeira heads who have animal names. They'll be like, their names would mean like panther or dragon or wolf or, snake or hawk or something like that. You find a bunch of people like that, but they don't have any distinct skills, any distinct movements, any distinct footwork postures or anything else like that reflect those skills and reflects that inclination, which the real Capoeira warriors did have, and which we were legendary for, and which I teach, and only I teach. Nobody else teaches or knows. All right. There's so much more that goes along to that. There's so much more that goes along to it. There are sacred numbers, sacred mathematics. No, I'm not really going to get into it, because each one of these things are massive areas that need to be explored, but they can't really be delved into properly with a YouTube video. You actually have to get an instructional. You have to purchase the ebooks to really get a deep whole grasp of the information we're talking about, because this information impacts everything. So, give you an example. With Agayu being the earth elemental, all right. Agayu's form of the Ngoma ya Udanganyifu, the dance of deception, which you miscall Jinga, Jinga's actually a person. It's not even a technique. The way in which that footwork and movement is done is, in every regard, is different than the way that, say, Oshun would do so. Oshun is the Orisha of rivers and lakes, okay? As such, her movements are much more fluid, and she's also the Orisha that dances in virility, helping women get pregnant, stuff like that. So her movements reflect that of the fluidity of water. And sorry, I did do that and move it out the way. People were texting me and asking me questions. I'm speaking to you, so I want to finish the sentence before I respond to the question. She holds mastery over all of the animals that utilize her water. So all of her fighting systems reflect those of the animals that use her water. Her waters, her rivers, and her lakes, wheresoever they are. She has the fighting styles of the animals that utilize that. So her movements will be much more fluid, and given her number, you see, and I'm starting to delve into stuff I shouldn't be getting into, but because her number, her holy number is what it is, her movements, a complete expression of her movements would be an expression of her number. So for instance, if you did one or two of the raggedy cardio capoeira gingas or what have you. That's just you doing your thing. But if you were a disciple or an adherent of Oshun, since her number is 5, you would do 5 complete movements with feints, level changes, attacks, transitions, or what have you. All these things together would be one expression, one complete fluid expression of her particular specific identifiable style, and it would be done in a very fluid fashion. And she has multiple forms of dances which she utilizes, which also impact the way in which you practice in the Aika. On top of that, there are, like I just touched on, there are the holy dances, the praise dances that are specific to each orisha. These things are very vital, to the practice of the Aika, of the Duara as well, and they have very specific as well as very general applications. So it allows you to not only connect to the history that goes all the way back, to almost like time unfathomable in Africa, but it also allows you carte blanche to use your personal expressions, the way in which you would interpret a particular dance or a particular facet of one of the praise dances of Oshun or Agayu, and apply it to this circumstance and this situation. These are the kind of things that are absolutely missing in cardio capoeira, everything. On top of that, like I keep saying over and over and over again, every single movement, every single technique is designed to actually make contact with your partner or partners. Yes, partners. One person will oftentimes deal with multiple people, multiple Kipura warriors practicing and moving and interacting and relating and conversing with one another in the Aika, in the Duara. This means, remember, Aika means environment, Duara means circle. They're basically the same thing, okay? This is how we practice how to deal with multiple assailants, fighting off more than one person at the same time. You guys kept asking me about that. Well, how do you do that? Where do you practice? Well, this is how. This is how we did it. This is the beginning method. And as we got better and better and better, the speed and power and intensity and variety of attacks, all functional from day one, always functional from day one, would increase. So it would be, giving an idea, it would be like, see, and this now delves into the differences between the way in which you see cardio capoeira Angola practice and the way you see cardio capoeira regional and moderno or contemporáneo, whatever the hell they call it, nowadays practice. I'm going to see if I can set it on this here park table right quick. All right. Let me see here. See what we can do here so I can show you real quick what I'm talking about. No, that's not gonna do it. Let's see. Let's do it. Let's see here. Let's do it. Nope, that won't do it. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get a little space here so you can see. So you can see what I'm talking about. Nope. Okay. Let me. Whoops. Sorry about that. Let me do something pretty quick here. This is just a quick example of what I'm talking about, so you see what I mean. All right. What happened is when you first start off, you're a beginner. You don't know what you're doing, right? You suck. So you have to learn. Let's say you're learning. Let's say you're learning how to evade, how to move. All right, how to turn, kugueta, right? So you're learning how to turn, and move, or what have you. What happens is at first, your movements will be moving at this pace because your partner knows that you're new. Your partner has more experience than you usually. So when he, she, or they get into the Aika with you, they'll be moving with you, and they'll shifting with you. And when they move, their attacks will come at a slower pace, but they're looking to actually touch you. And yes, we use our hands. Yes, we use our hands and everything else. But so the attacks will come, and they're really designed to actually touch you. So if you don't move, boom, you'll get hit. So you have to learn how to turn. You have to learn under pressure how to move and how to transition using your stances. If you're learning, say, Agayu, you're learning the interrempo ya lima, the slope of the mountain, and you're moving like this and dealing with the attacks and transitioning in the movements as your partner seeks to hit you, grab you, headbutt you, push, react to what you're doing, kicking, transition, try to grab a leg on you, shoot in, transition, all this good stuff you have to learn how to do on the fly. But you're doing it, moving at a pace that is slow enough for a beginner to actually excel at. You feel what I mean? You'll learn. When you get hit, boom, okay, I got hit there, but it's not enough to take you out. You learn from that, and you continue to practice. These are the kind of things that should be happening, and was the baseline requirement of the most raw, green, beginning, newest of the new people who practiced. You'll never see that in cardio capoeira, ever, 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 because they don't know the real art. So if you have any more questions or comments, please leave it at the end of this video. Remember, I get like a little more than 1 million now, a little more than 1 million views per month. But like 99% of you don't subscribe. I really need you to subscribe. Subscribe and share this on your social media, especially Facebook, because that way we'll reach more people of like mind, all right? Hit the notification bell so when I put up these fly videos, you guys know what's going on. And if you have any questions or comments, leave it at the end of this video. Remember also, it's critical. I really need you to go to my website, which is googlesites.com/ATACX Street Warrior Capoeira, and buy the ebooks that deal with this type of questions you guys are asking me, and I'm providing free videos for you to answer. Buy the instructionals that delve deeply into these issues, all right? And you'll see this scholarship. I show you where the books are and stuff like that I got it from, who are the scholars, all that other good stuff. And I'll teach you how to apply it to the real world. And that way, you will be able to see right away, instantly, what it is that these cardio capoeira heads and their organizations and their mestres are not doing. You know, they don't know the real art. Now, it's fine that they practice their cardio capoeira if that's what they want to do, fine. But they don't have the right to co-opt the legacy, the accomplishments, the culture, the language, or anything else that deals with our ancestors and Capoeira from Congo. And the only system that really does legitimately do everything that it says it does, and really is the actual legit inheritor of this of the legacy of Capoeira is my Njia Uhuru Capoeira, the way of freedom, the modernization of Capoeira that my family's interpretation has. Okay, so I'm saying this not to be arrogant, not to disrespect anybody, but to correct and correct those who are incorrect and prevent the further cultural misappropriation, the stealing, the robbing, the disrespecting, the destruction of this incredibly valuable, incredibly crucial, incredibly important resource, which is Capoeira and Njia Uhuru Capoeira, my Njia Uhuru Capoeira, which keeps the legacy going and unites us all with the truth rather than fragments and separates and continues to assault and destroy with the type of viciousness and racism and sexism and all the other horrible stuff that we see popularized in colonial slavery and you know, when rich conservative morons like Bolsonaro or Trump and their idiot crew of voters, you know, these are the kind of things those people want, and that's extremely detrimental to me and you and 99% of the world. What's up, man? What's up, man? All right. All right, brother, be safe now. Peace in. All right. Yeah, that's my man right there. You're getting his work in right there. He's getting his work in. There you go. Real well, see him? Check him out. There you go. It's my boy. All right. All right, man. Peace in, man. Peace. So yeah, you know. So yeah, everybody. You know, this is what the truth is. This is what the facts are. And go do your own research. You'll see that every letter I'm telling you is true, and nobody else on earth is even getting close. So if you like it, trust and believe your friends will like it. Share it with them. Share it with them. Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to hit the like. Tell them to share it with their friends. So that way we'll have more and more people. So by the end of this year, we should be sitting on 100,000 subscribers. All right? Let's get this done. Head Coach Ross with the ATACX Gym, Street Warrior, Njia Uhuru Capoeira. All right? Take care of yourself. Asante. Sana. Amani. Ashe.